Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Scrooze is just preparing the best deals, the best bargains, and then also, welcome aboard!
I'm not in the toy community to say that I'm in a group or I know a bunch of people that collect certain things, and I don't go to meetups. I rarely do shows outside of, Comic-Con or bigger shows. So I don't consider myself in the toy community. It just so happens because I have a lot of toys that I collect toys, or I buy toys and I buy collections, that people know me for being a toy guy. But first and foremost, I'm a chef. I'm a cook. That's what I did for 30 years. And toys were a byproduct of me wanting to stay sober, not getting into drugs, or not, I drank for a big portion of my life. And my sobriety came through, a lot of it came through the toys. Having kids really early and being a full-time father by myself really was like the defining moment. Was like, okay, I'm a dad, kids like toys, I like toys, don't want to be at the bar. We're now a family that buys toys. My daughter was born in '96, and I remember she was probably a year old. I took her with me to Riverside, Redlands, and we bought a massive My Little Pony collection. Now she's like, I'm over it. Sell it, give me my inheritance now. I don't want to have to deal with it, because it's stressful. For people that don't collect toys, this is a very stressful thing. It's just the looking at it and the taking care of it, almost where you're taking better care of it than you are yourself. I lived in this warehouse because I couldn't handle the thought of someone breaking in or fire starting. And mind you, this is one of like 3. This is like, there's a lot of crap, a lot of stuff. So now that my wife is out of the military, she's here, and now it's like the push to sell a lot, because we want to get back to the restaurant business. So this has become a weight. I love it, don't get me wrong. Love it. Love going to an estate sale, going to a swap meet, going to a convention and seeing that one thing that I hadn't seen for a long time, or something that's better in condition than what I have. It's amazing. There's no other feeling like it. But it is a lot of work. The collector and seller portion of it, I guess they go hand in hand. Especially in LA, California, dude, you go to, like, you set up at a toy store or convention, everyone's scanning, everyone has their app out, everyone's looking on eBay. Everyone's like, oh man, that guy's selling that for 20 bucks. I can sell it for 25. It's like, everyone's at some point thinking down the road, this is gonna be worth something. And it wasn't like that in the 90s. It wasn't like that in the mid 80s. It was like you were buying toys because they were toys. Now it's like, I'm buying it because it's a collectible. And unfortunately, the way toys are packaged now, they're packaged never to be opened. You open up one of those new McFarlane DC figures, they're garbage. Lightweight, plastic sucks, packaging looks like can't do anything with it. You play with it, you bend it, it's broken. Stuff in the early 80s, early 90s, mid 90s, even up until like around 2000, a lot of it was meant to be played with. You crack it open, lose the box, that's why the boxes are expensive now. Lose the weapon, that's why weapons are $20 and $30 a piece. It was meant to be played with. Every person with the dream of making a lot of money in the toy business has to follow a different model than I'm a collector, buyer, reseller. To really make money in this, you gotta be a creative. You gotta be someone that thinks outside of the box. And a couple of people out there that I think of right off the bat, the highs and lows was Rocket. They hit highs and did a lot of amazing stuff, and then where are they at now? They're selling out of a trunk of a car somewhere. It was crash and burn. Then you got a guy that stands the test of time, that does what he does day in and day out, makes money at it, is very good at it, is very well respected. His DKE, he does very well at it, but he's very strict with himself. And, he's not buying based on emotion, he's buying based on profit. And you get lost, you go into the swap and you're like, oh my God, it's like those plush animals, and sure, they're a little dirty, but I'm gonna buy them all. And you know what, make $3 or $4? People say, oh, I bought this thing for $100 and I sold it for $500. I bought this thing for $20, I sold it for $100. You gotta be able to replicate that a lot, and it's not out there. Too many people fighting for the same toy. It's tough. It's a tough racket.
Antacids might not work the way Tums do. They act fast and they clear away the heartburn. If you need one of these, let me know and I'll be happy to shove them
The
up.
joy now really is doing the live streams. I do a live sale here once a week. So at the live stream, it's Pepe, my father-in-law, and Emmy. Sometimes it's Kayla, the bitter critic, and that's kind of it. You know, it's just people stop by and want to help out, and they do. But the main nuts and bolts is Emma. She does the paperwork, the finances, she does coordination of all the shows, she makes sure that I have money in my pocket, she makes sure that I have credit cards and checks ready to go whenever I got to do something. Johnny, my son, helps with the shows like the swap meets, or we do a show, he'll help tear down and set up, but that's it. Really, it's just me and Emmy. There's no other help, just me and Emmy. I have ads running across the United States. I have people that buy for me in different hubs. Someone calls me and says, hey, I got a collection. I got someone that will go pick it up for me. So as far as me personally, me and Emmy, you know, we drove from here to Phoenix 2 weeks ago to buy a Care Bear collection. Is it valuable? No. They were really pretty. I used to love Care Bears as a kid. Couldn't ever have one because my parents said, little boys don't have little Care Bears, whatever, you know. But it was awesome. The guy sent me the thing. I looked at it, I said, yeah, come on. 12 hours, you know, 20 hours round trip to give him $600 for a Care Bear collection. I don't do anything else. I don't have a 9 to 5. I don't have anywhere I have to be. So I have the luxury of time. And that time is like, hey man, I got a collection, you wanna come look at it? I'm all the way in Sylmar, an hour away. Yeah, I'll come. Buy nothing, go have a coffee, come back. You know, a lot of you out there, you know, in the world are gonna go to a show or go somewhere inevitably where something has went through my hands and I've sold it to a dealer or someone has got it, you know. And I have a lot of people that call me that, hey man, I got an overrun of this, I got an overrun of that. The store closed, we're doing a show, do you want to buy all this? One of the reasons why I got kicked out of Frankincense was over grid wall, you know. I bought 8,000 pieces of grid wall from a Halloween store, turned it over to Frankincense and said they needed grid wall when they were moving locations. Orange Pico had no more grid wall to sell, and they're reselling $22 grid wall to the guys at Frank's at like 25 and 27. They're upcharging on it, but there's none to be had. I'm sitting on 8,000 pieces. I go to Frank and Sons and said, hey man, you guys need grid wall. I have a truck I can deliver tomorrow, $15 each, but you build my booth. Build my booth, and that's the deal. Done. Show up, drop off the grid wall, they give me the money, and I said, okay, let me know when my booth is built. They build me a booth. I then get a bill for $3,200. I'm saying, dude, this wasn't the deal. The deal was you were building my booth with the grid wall I just saved you, you know, $40,000 on. $4,000 of that was part of my incentive to give you the better price. So the guy that runs the show says, do you see that sign? It says Frank and Sons. It doesn't say Frank and If you made a deal with then he owes me the money, or he owes you the money to pay me. I said, all right, man, no worries. And I left, never went back. And then they permanently banned me and put my little photo in the security desk and said, if he ever steps foot, call the police because he's trespassing. But that was it. You know, that was my exit from Frank's, and that was my exit from being a vendor. That was where I ended being a vendor. Now I provide a service. You know, you need something, I have it, I'll sell it to you. I like going out to the shows. It's definitely better than being in an office, you know, at a restaurant, not cooking, just doing paperwork. Have you ever seen me at a show? I'm usually like asleep on the floor somewhere. So yeah, there's not a big rush to do anything. The best part of this whole journey is making other people's collections better. Knowing that I've just given something to someone on a sale that they wouldn't be able to normally get at the price I'm giving it to them, I've enjoyed it. So I think the joy right now is actually watching it leave. Watching it leave to other guys that will take care of it and, you know, possibly even go make more money on it. For me, I don't care. You know, if I sell you, if you can come in here and get something that you can make money on, I'm great. That's great. You know, if you want to set it on fire, you want to stick it up, I don't really give a Once it leaves my hand, it's yours. I'm not one of those guys, oh, I don't sell to dealers. I'd prefer to sell to dealers because there's no emotion involved. They're there to make their money and I'm here to make mine.
I guess in closing, where can people find you?
Scrooze, Instagram is Scrooze Toys, And that's really the presence. That's it. Instagram. And only because we do the live show there on Thursdays. That's like the big one, is that. Other than that, I'm at, people see me around. I do post a lot. We do a lot of charity work now, is really the push. DK was able to get us 350 Monopolies to give out to kids at the 9th Street Elementary School, which is primarily located on Skid Row in downtown LA. And we're really getting into the mode of like charity work or helping out kids and kind of doing stuff for them that route. It's kind of it. Swap meets. Find me at a swap meet. Yeah, that's about it.